I'm QT, QualityTouchEntertainment.com. You know what it is already. Have a look, log on, subscribe, do what you got to do, but just get involved. This blog today, I'm going to tell you about how to get studio money, recession-proof, tried and tested studio money. So, because I know that right now, the music game is going how it's going, whatever. You own your studio, you're making money, or you're just on a level and you're trying to get your studio together. But either way, you're looking at money now out there into today's market, and you just can't see where it is. Okay, I'm going to show you some secrets right now. Now, for example, you've got your studio, you're in your little building, you've rented your little unit, you've got your little spot, whether it's you, your boys, whatever you're funding it's been funded. But you need to make money, right? Now you need to make money. What you need to do is say, okay, your rent is £600, for example. Could be 400, whatever, depending on the size of the unit you've got, whatever. You just say to yourself, how many sessions, yeah, do you need to do to pay that rent? So that's like what I say is like your bitch payment. I know it's my word, it's maybe hood, but bottom line is like your bitch payment. You got to work that money to make sure you're in your building, you've paid your rent, yeah. So always look to do that first. That's number one. Your rent and keeping the stability of your studio is foremost important thing you got to do. Now obviously you do your sessions, you look at it in a month, you do your sessions that you need at the beginning of the month to make sure your rent is paid, yeah. Now on top of that, what you need to do is make sure that your clientele is fluent, yeah. Change your prices. I don't know whether you're $15 or obviously I'm dealing with pounds because I'm from UK. It's £15. Or if you're not a £15 studio, don't even go there. If you're not that, even though I know there's people with Pro Tools and all these different high levels of equipment, but maybe the standard ain't so high, but the bottom line is that you can possibly rent for that price if you can get away with it. You know what I mean? It's all up to what the people want to pay you. Cut a long story short, if you can do this, yeah, and just make sure that your rent is paid, and basically just bring down your prices on your rental per hour. Say even go for 10 for £10 an hour, you are renting the whole of the studio. You can record, you can do your mixtapes, you can do everything. You've got to be versatile in all the services that you offer. Offer plenty of services at a low price but high quality. People will always come flood into your studio, east, north, west or south, just because your quality is of a high standard, you're professional, or it's just a studio environment that people just want to come to. Because there's loads of rappers out there, singers that won't even go to certain studios because it's just not, they don't feel like one with it, they don't feel comfortable there. If you've got a comfortable environment and you're professional, and you always be professional and make sure that you are keeping your clientele flowing in and out, your studio will pay for itself easy. Even if you start off a bit rough, you will definitely, within a couple of months, if you crush it and you focus and you implement, you will be able to have your studio paying for itself and making you a good couple of hundred. Why should you be earning a £500 out of it, and it's your part-time thing, depending on how many of you are in your little crew. If it's you one by yourself running your studio, now you're working at a different advantage. Now if you get £10 to £15 an hour for your studio, just work it throughout the whole recession. Just keep your money on top. At some point you might feel like you're a bitch, but you're not a bitch, because you're working for a higher cause, which is to basically get new equipment, build yourself to where you work as hard as you need to work to get to where you're going. It's a means to an end. You know what I mean? People might not understand it, but it's a means to an end. Just keep focused, keep your clientele, keep moving, keep networking, keep marketing. Yeah, and you don't even have to basically have money to do what I'm saying. What you have to do is just have just make your reputation shine for itself. Believe me, or undercut people. Do whatever you got to do to get the money coming in, even if it's a low rate at first. I've seen people do it in recession before, where they had good quality. They were really £10 to £15 producers. I mean, studios, sorry, but because of the times that it was, they broke it down £8, £9 an hour, or a certain amount of sessions, certain amount of hours, giving you certain discounts at certain times. It worked and benefited those who wanted to work at that time and get money. And I'm saying that's a foolproof plan. I've done it, It's worked for me. It was working then. That was the climate. Everybody did this. But now it's like, obviously with total different generations, they don't understand. What am I going to do? They're just shutting down. Studios are shutting down by the hundreds out here. I don't know what's going on, but it's just all mentality. If you know what you're doing, or you should know, you got to work for it. This is the glamour days are over, my friend. This is the work. This is the era of the worker. If you got to work to where you're going to get to where you're going, to move off of that to gain more money, my friend. But if you don't think that in the first place, and you think it's all glitz and glam and all nice things and pretty things and pretty chains and whatever, you're in the wrong game, my friend. This is the era where things have reversed. So what I'm saying to you, you need to take it in and really implement it, or otherwise you're going to crash. You know what I mean? The Matrix has seen to that. You're going to crash. Don't look to wind down your company if you're not listening to what I'm saying. It's a foolproof plan. As I said, I'm QT. I've done this over 20 years. That's what 20 years of experience. Yeah, in the game, owning studios, building my studio. I've seen the future. People, I would say, yeah, people rent places. You need to own your own place. 15 years ago, people didn't stop renting buildings because they knew eventually the rent would catch them up. So they started to sell their big studios, their big corporate studios, and build it in their house. You know what I mean? Build it in a unit, build it in a garage, build things. You know what I mean? I took that from them and I applied it now. People could think I'm crazy, but that's why I own my own building. You need to own your own building, but eventually you'll get there. But right now you need to go through your process, whether you're renting or whatever you're doing. You need to implement this, otherwise your studio is going down. There's no way you will survive in this millennium or in this credit crunch. It's impossible. I've seen it all. Look at that. Even Abbey Studios, which is a famous studio around the world, a corporate studio, EMI had to sell it. They're selling it. Certain things are not worth what they used to be. So listen to what I'm saying. If you have a small to medium-sized studio, you better know how to make money on the ground level. As I said, do recordings, do mixtapes, do DJ mixtapes, do obviously artist mixtapes, producer mixtapes, license your beats. That's the big thing that's been happening in the last couple of years. Producers are making serious money from licensing their beats. I know I jumped in a bit late, but I had to finish my missions that I had to do. I've done my missions and now I'm out there in the world, you know what I mean, kicking it with all the rest of the producers, trying to get placements and doing things. But you got to know how to market yourself. Like, I didn't really come into this unless I knew how to market myself. So cut a long story short, there's multiple ways. There's even TV. Obviously you can see I'm freestyling this. There's TV. You don't think that you have to sit in your studio and not make money in different ways. You can make money through TV. You can make money in loads of different ways. But you got to seek the knowledge, get the knowledge, get your standards, get your quality together, and then attack the game. And that's what I've done. I suggest you possibly do the same, or if whatever level you're at, if you think you're ready, just go for it. But I'm saying don't sit down there and be broke, and don't let this credit crunch crash you down, because it will crash you down. That's what it's built and designed to do. Fight against it, or be ahead of the curve. Be like a stockbroker, my friend. Be ahead of the curve, because it's already coming to you. As I said, studios are shutting down by the hundreds. Do radio adverts, do things like that. Do adverts for pirates. You probably had your nose up in the air before. Come down to the ground. Do stuff for pirates. Do stuff for radio DJs. Do stuff for... Just get yourself out there. All different ways you can use your studio. Use it. Be into it. Just look at it as a job. Would you want to be in an office answering the phones, or would you rather be sitting down in your own environment getting £10 an hour, but you're just doing what you might be working for other people, but you're doing that at least? It's better than you sitting somewhere else getting the minimum wage. You see what I'm saying? So you got to look at it from that point of view.